what really stood out to me, man, was just you being a technician at the receiver spot. Okay, I'm a former receiver coach, been an offensive coordinator. Just how you did things of just your routes, top of the route stuff, late hand stuff, your blocking stuff, just a lot of good technician stuff. And I know a lot about Shiloh Christian and just what you guys are capable of in your history and everything else. And I know you get coached very well there, and it shows in how you play. Okay, now my suggestions for your highlight video are the following. Okay, the picture you have there of yourself. Okay, use that picture, but then we want to add in some information. Okay, and on that we want to go to Canva. Okay, this is free. And on there, you're going to put the information of your name, school, graduation year, position, height and weight, X account, email, and phone number. Okay, so take that information, put that on the left, put that picture of you on the right, download that, and then upload that to the very first thing on your how to highlight video. Okay, now the reason we want to do that is so boom, as soon as the coach pulls up your film, your information's right there. Okay, the college coach's time is so short and valuable, and if they've got to go find that information, like your X accounts, your phone number, and stuff like that, they're going to pass on you. Personally, I've had to do that. Okay, you just don't have the time to go search all that information and everything else, so we just want to make it as easily as possible for them and not hinder you. Okay, next, removing play/non-highlights, and this is more anything that doesn't showcase your strengths or transfer to the next level as much, and we also want to help move the needle. Okay, the first one I've got on there, just the stats you got on, don't put those on, take those off. Okay, coaches aren't worried as much about the stats. Okay, they're worried about the player. Okay, and then the one I really want to kind of show you. Okay, these are not bad football plays. Do not get me wrong. Okay, good football plays. Good, just kind of compared to the other plays you've got on here. This is one we could take off. All right, it's a 303 mark, just a 5-yard out. Okay, and we just get hit right at the end. Okay, so with everything else you've got on there, I think this is one you could take off because we also need to get our film within 3 to 4 to max of 5 minutes. Okay, a coach is watching 60 to 100 kids in a day. All right, and we've got to get everything squeezed in and get their attention and keep them watching. We just want to keep wow. Okay, that's what we're really going for. All right, now going to removing sound. All right, you got background sound in some plays. Make sure you take that off because we don't want to have anything that's going to distract. Excuse me, that college recruiter from evaluating your film. Okay, and just we don't want them to, like I said, there wasn't so many kids. You just get in a zone, just like you when you're playing ball or doing something. You get in that zone. It's when you get out of it, it's hard to get back in it. Okay, and that's where we don't want to have that be a hindrance to you, to where that coach gets out of that zone, to where now hinders you and how they're going to recruit you. Okay, so make sure you remove that. Next, going to your sequence of plays. All right, this is kind of how everything flows and where we need to kind of put things in order. All right, so to start off, we want to start off with your long TDs. Okay, that would be very beneficial for you. Okay, that's going to be really huge. Okay? And the play we want to start off with is actually at the 354 mark. All right, and that's where I'm kind of talking about. We've got all these plays and we get this stuff shrink down, and this is where this is really going to help change things up because coaches want to see 6 points. They want to see touchdowns all at the beginning. Okay, so that's where we're going to move this stuff around and not have it so far back because sometimes after a minute, a coach could be done watching our film. So we've got to get as much good film in there when they like seeing 6 points and touchdowns, okay, within that first minute. All right, and so within these sections, okay, we want to have our top plays starting from the beginning, okay, and then taper from there and then go into the next section. Okay, so long TDs, then you get those plays in there, and then you go to your short TDs. Then your explosives, that's anything 15 to 20 plus yards down the field. Okay, then your blocking plays, and then your remaining offensive highlight. This is more anything that doesn't, that's not an explosion play, but still showcases what you can do. Okay, so going to the 354 mark to kind of go over these plays really quick. All right, just to kind of show you, okay, you're showing off your speed. That's what they're looking for. They want to see the long speed, see the hands. Okay, make sure you're not getting caught on a deep ball like that, right? Which you weren't. So that's something that's really going to help go from there. Okay, now going to the 23-second mark. Okay, your short TD. Love this one here. Top of the route, boom, head nice, bam, stick it. Okay, back corner, great job on the corner where you're aiming for. We're not aiming for the front pylon, the back pylon because we're inside the red zone. Okay, quarterback's able to deliver a great ball to you. Okay, fantastic route, great touchdown there to start off that section off. Okay, next, go into the 10-second mark. Okay, your very first clip you've got on here. All right, after the other stuff. Okay, again, being able to go up, get the football, high point it. Okay, take it over the guy. That's going to get their attention. Okay, that's what we're wanting to do. Put that stuff at the beginning after your touchdowns. Okay, that's why I'd lead off with that. All right, now go into your blocking clips. No block, no rock. And I can tell from watching your film, you like blocking. Okay, so physicality. I know you had some ones on here with some sweeps and stuff like that, but I like this one because you drove the guy hands inside and finish him and pancake him. Okay, that's what I loved giving out pancakes when I was a receiver coach for accolade stuff, for helmets and stuff like that. Okay, they want to see that stuff. They don't want to just see. They want to see physicality and violence, but doing it the right way. Okay, that's a great job there to start that off with. Now, go into your main offensive highlight. All right, the 136 mark. I'll kind of give you and talk you through this of kind of what we're looking for here. Okay, great route. All right, state championship game. I can tell by the field. Boom. Okay, where it needs to be. That's where I'm looking at the route right there. Okay, you got another one. You were going over the middle on a dig. Okay, under Sam over Mike type of route. All right, and it's one that you get as soon as you catch. Okay, you get popped. That's one to put in there. It's not 15 to 20 plus yards down the field, but it's a 10, 12-yard game. Okay, still showcasing what you can do. Good things like this. Running a good route. Okay, boom. 4th down, it looks like, okay, running a good route, stop route, boom, coming right back down your stem, get the corner off, quarterback's able to deliver the ball low and away, you guys got a 1st down, okay? That's the type of things we're looking for, okay? Remember, get that stuff at the very beginning in those sections to keep that coach watching over, okay? So change up that information slide by adding that information on there, put the picture on there as well with it, remove those plays we talked about, remove the background sound, change up the sequence, and overall, this will provide a more dynamic highlight video for college coaches. Now, after going over the game film feedback, let's take a look at what divisions you should target. Okay, I'm basing this off the most recent highlight video, which is exactly what college coaches are going to do. And we're the athlete can receive a scholarship right now. I want you to understand, this is based off a current evaluation opposed to a projected evaluation. Okay, this is based on a few criteria. You're up right now with the graduation year. Okay, it's your time, but we know how we can go attack this stuff, how we can go attack this summer, how we can get in contact with these coaches and communicate with them. It's going to be big for you. Okay, so your graduation year, they're going to look at your size, your foot speed, and your long speed, and your strength as a receiver. Okay, so with that being said, the levels you should look at today are NAI and low to mid D2 levels. All right. Now, you should start getting interest and offers from these college coaches at these levels. And if not, you need to start the communication process with them through emailing them and calling them. Okay? Now's the time. They're out on the road. You got to get in contact with them now so they can come to the school. Okay? I know they're going to go to Shiloh Christian, but we got to make sure that they're coming to talk about us and stuff like that with the coach. Okay? Make sure you're marketing and branding yourself in the correct way. You need to start getting your name out there through social media and following these coaches on X. DMing these coaches. DM them your updated highlight video. Okay? Send it to them because we want to know whether or not that a college coach likes our film. Because if they don't like our film, all right, then we may want to go to a different camp, okay, and put our money towards a different camp that we can really get to know the coach and build that relationship for somebody that wants us. Because sometimes when we go to these mega camps, there's 1,000 kids there, and as a college recruiter, it's very hard to get a true evaluation on a kid when there's that many kids there. You're trying to look at so many, okay? So sometimes a smaller one-on-one camps really help out and pay dividends in the end because that's going to help you be able to introduce yourself to that coach and then start developing that relationship, okay? And, excuse me, to where now when you're doing these things, maybe there's like, hey, run this type of route in one-on-ones or something like that, okay? They can start to see that stuff and remember you running that route. Say the corner route, for instance, okay? You're doing one-on-ones in the red zone, maybe at camp, okay? Hey, run a corner route, boom, you get a stick, head and eyes at the top of the route, bam, snap that thing off, catch it, okay? They're going to remember that, boom. Then when you do it on film, they're going to remember that popping up. Hey, I remember we talked about this. They're going to know who they're watching, okay? They're going to see that laser 40 time, okay? They're going to remember that stuff and really take it to heart, right? Because it's about those relationships, okay? But here's the deal. How can we also attack these levels and get better? My suggestion, to improve your game that translates to college football and possibly a higher division are the following. First thing is strength training, okay? Making sure we're adding good weight, okay? This is going to come with explosion and power, okay? Making sure we're doing squats, quick twitch stuff, single leg stuff, okay? Be able to take those jams from those corners, all right? Get off the line of scrimmage, okay? That's going to work on those releases. When you're going across the middle, those linebackers are going to try to wall you off, and you got to have the strength to not slow down that time, okay? But then a jump ball, like we showed earlier, okay? You got to have the strong hands to come down with the thing, all right? Next, go into your foot speed. Dot drills, ladder drills, cone drills. Work on top of the route stuff as fast as possible. Get out of that break, okay? Work on your press releases, okay? Corners got hands, but got to get off that press, okay? Or even if they're in soft press, all right? Long speed, track, got to be in track. Work on that speed training. You get called for a deep ball, you've got to be able to take the top off and not get caught, okay? Working on developing receiver craft, okay? Jugs and tennis ball work is really going to be good for this because it's going to help keep developing that hand-eye coordination. When I coach receivers, every small drill we did, we finished with the catch, whether that was with a football or a tennis ball. Developing a deep and quick game route tree. You can tell some of this, what we're talking about right here with your film, okay? Be able to run all routes from the route tree as an outside and inside receiver, okay? Schematically, as an offense coordinator, that's going to help you out, okay? Because they know they can put you anywhere, but then when they start watching film, okay, the recruiter is going to know, hey, this kid can play anywhere, okay? That's going to help, he can only play slot, or he can only play outside, okay? If you can kind of play both and have a good understanding, run good routes from everywhere, that's really going to help you out and be a big advantage, okay? Lastly, flexibility, all right? Make sure you're doing pre and post training stretching. If you guys don't do it as a team, you've got to do it on your own. All right, that's part of that little bit of individual work. Okay, this is going to help prevent injury because your best ability is your availability. If you're dinged up and nicked up this next year, that's going to hurt your chance of video, which is then going to hurt your chance of an offer. Okay, you turn around and turn that to college football. You're dinged up and nicked up. That's going to hurt your chance on the depth chart. All right, so got to make sure you're taking care of your body, especially your hamstrings. Okay, with how much you guys run. All right, now here's the deal. These improvements are what a receiver college coach will look at. So double down, do all these things, hit it hard, and if it translates to your video, this can help you level up your evaluation and possibly have an opportunity at that upper D2 level to lower D1 FCS level. All right? But Cohen, at the end of the day, man, everything's really going to come down to your individual work, your outreach, as well as your marketing on social media, and that relationship building with college coaches. I'm telling you that's going to be huge for you. Okay? Which is why the next step is your athlete interview. You're going to get interviewed with a coach and get coached on communication and your interviewing skills, which is critical for the conversations you're about to start having with college coaches. So make sure you watch the video beforehand and be ready to go. If you have any questions, we'll be able to answer them at the end of the interview. Thank you.